money where your mouth is. Time to man up, you got something to prove. Fighting for dollar signs, money walks in the city, y'all. Alberta, Canada wide. Think that you're hot, bring your shit to the spot. Put your money where your mouth is. King of the dot, the dot, the dot.
Canada's battle scene is alive.
King of the Dot. Yeah, King of the Dot was good. How the fuck we're doing it?
You already know I'm repping for King of the Dot.
King of the dot, bitch.
In the history of rap, they've never seen such confidence. Settle the score with rhythmic metaphor.
Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight.
Hottest in Canada. King of the Dot. Sucker.
Yeah, it's the Archivest, y'all. Exclusively interviewing KOTD's Organik.
That's what's up.
Toronto to Van City. And who is one of Canada's finest battle MCs and mastermind CEO of KOTD Organik.
That's what's up, man. I'm Organic, I run King of the Dot. I'm a heavy supporter of anything Canadian content. We started this just to push the Canadian movement. Even though we do battles, it does reflect on the rest of the movement in Canada. And as far as exposing artists for the true talent and whatnot, man, it's all about just getting Canada known, you know what I mean? I ain't a greedy dude, so if I got resources, I'm looking to use them to help your career and whatnot, man. So if you're a good person, man, then let's link up, and that's what's up.
For sure. And let us know some of the history on your legendary battles.
Shit, man, I've grown up battling, you know what I mean? Before I was even entering competitions, I was always battling with my friends and whatnot. And, going to random parties and schools and everything. I entered competitions as soon as I could, as soon as I can get in clubs, fake IDs. And, I won my first, I don't even know, probably 7, 8 battles, competitions. So right there I was hooked, you know what I mean? And Toronto, back in the day, Canada didn't have the exposure that we do these days, man. So you actually had to, work a lot harder just to get your name out, man. If people in the States knew who you were from battling, that mean you battled a lot. You just didn't win 1 or 2 competitions up here. You won numerous enough to keep your name circulating to travel, you know what I mean? So that was my initial goal when I first started off battling, is just create history, man. Before I die, I want to be known for something. I don't care if it's you know what I mean, breeding chickens or friggin' battle rap, but battle rap's a lot better than breeding chickens.
Yeah, for
Even though
sure.
I have no idea how to do any of that shit, but you know what I mean? Battle rap's my passion, man. It's what I love. I've won, a lot of competitions. I'm a 3-year champion at Proud to be a Battle MC, 3-year champion at the Battle King events. I'm a 2-time champion at BET's Canadian Spring Bling. I won the Ant Mobile Battle of the Heads competitions. I've done a lot in Toronto, man. Those are only a piece of it, but that's a small piece of my history.
And the founder of KOTD, how has this movement gone? And you have really made an incredible battle league for Canada. What are the next steps?
This battle league's gone crazy, man. You know what I mean? I don't even know what the next step is, to be honest, because we're always planning a couple months ahead, and I got ideas I'm always trying to pursue, and I kind of sit on them for a couple months and let it soak in my mind if it would work or if it won't. We got the Grand Prix coming up, the 2 vs 2 Grand Prix, which is going to be crazy. So if you like battles, pay attention to that, man, because we're bringing back the 2-on-2 battles, but never before were people given in a tournament a month to write with a partner against another 2 people. So it's going to be crazy. We extended the time limits and everything for that, so look out for that starting in March 5th for the first rounds, and that'll end at World Domination in August. But as far as plans go, man, goals, sky's the limit, you know what I mean? If I can get this to be the size of something like American Idol, man, I'll power to it, If not, man, I'm just going to keep working, keep doing it. I love it, man. It's not something I'm going to quit doing because I get sick of it. This is something I've loved since I was a young kid, so I'm proud to do it, man. It's something I take pride in. King of the Dot's my little baby, you know what I mean? It's my kid, my unborn child. But it grows and it helps people, and that's what's up, man. There's a lot of kids that weren't ever given the opportunity to put on a worldwide level and have people over in Sweden, Croatia, Russia, you know what I mean, all these crazy countries pay attention and be fans, man. It's my respects to all the people in different countries paying attention, man. Your support is greatly appreciated, and you guys, just your views alone, you inspire so many rappers. It's incredible, man. This isn't just a movement built for rappers and the people running the staff. This is a movement built by the fans as well, and they really built the process. Without the fan base, the word wouldn't spread, and without the fans, the MCs wouldn't feel respect and they wouldn't feel it's worth it. So it's crazy, man. I don't even know where to go with it next.
And some real big battles, having Thesaurus and Dumbfounded, Soulcon, to name a few MCs, and making a connect with the grind time. Tell us more.
Well, you know what, man? It's not even just making a connect with Grind Time. Shout outs to Grind Time, you know what I mean? Lush One, Poison Pen, all those dudes. It's just, ever since, like, you know, we were young, the battle scene was always, like, an enclosed circuit, man. So, like, even though people were in California, they knew who the best battlers were up in Canada. We knew who the best battlers were in California. And, like, you know, it was basically networking because we were involved in the jump-off competition, the World Rap Championships in 2007. I can speak for pretty much every MC that was in that, man, and, like, I've heard it from everybody. Like, all of us that did that competition, even though you were in a different division, a different city, different country, man, there was, like, a bond between us all, you know what I mean? That was, like, a dueling day that only, like talented MCs could, like, get through. You feel like you got to know the people, man, so, like, even when you meet people, like, you know, when I go out to, like, California and I meet people for the first time that, like, I've known about through the battle scene, it's like we already know each other, you know what I mean? It's not, like, awkward and stuff like that. Like, everyone's mad cool and, like, you know, it's just building. Like, you know, they know I got good intentions. So, like, you come up to Canada, man, I'm going to try to make it worth your while, like, you know, expanding the Canadian market, man, because people up here are very supportive, man. So, like, a lot of people sleep on it and think, oh, yeah, Canada, whatever, like, you know, it's Canadian, but you're missing out, man. If you're gonna be naive and ignorant like that, man, then, like, you know what I mean, that's your own loss, man, because, like, this is a real supportive crowd, and, like, if anything, man, you shouldn't be trying to take away anything from future fans of yours. And, like, you know what I mean, Canada's got tons of kids waiting to be your fan if you're talented, and that's what's up, man.
Winning competitions from BET in 2006, 2008, 3-year champion with Change Promotions, Battle King events, proud to be Battle MC, Jump Off TV, and 50,000 WRC 2-on-2. Let us know.
Yeah, man, those tournaments are what made me who I am, man. Those are the tournaments that, like, you know, not disrespect to the ones you name, man, because a lot of those competitions actually did do it proper, but, like, I grew up through a bunch of shiesty promoters and people that didn't know how to hold battle events properly, like, you know, very selfish. And, you know, PvP is one of the dudes that I met through battle events. He ran the Proud to Be battles back in the day, and, like, you know, being an MC, I know what it's like to go through the emotions as a battler, and I know what it's like to be a fan of battling. So I figured, like, you know, I've hosted battles, I've won battles, I've judged battles, I've never ran a battle league before. So after, like, winning all that and, like, taking in, like, the whole environment, atmosphere, and, like, I think a lot, like, you know what I mean? So I take a lot in, like, you know, through a small process of stuff. So, like, when I used to go to competitions, man, that's on my mind forever. You know what I mean? And I'll think about that and how to improve it and how it could have went better. And then I just had a vision, man. I hit PvP up, man. Shout out to him, he's right there. You know, that's what's up. We just started the movement, man. I knew he had the right intentions because when I met him, he basically just, like, you know, seen me at battle competitions. He ran a studio and, like, you know, he provided his help, and he does stuff for the right reasons, man, you know, and it's people like all my staff members, everyone, like, you know, I know I'm the face of it, man, but really, like, they're the backbone, you know what I mean? I'm just, like, the upper half, but, like, they do all the legwork and everything, and, like, you know, none of this would be possible without them, and, like, you know, I feel like they're really underappreciated. Shout out to Avi Rex, you know what I mean, P, DJ Doctor, Senecal, like, you know, everyone that helps us out, man, like, you know, all the division presidents. This is, like, a movement that we all built together. You know, just my future accolades just kind of, like, you know, kind of set the base for it, you know what I mean? And just let me, like, build connections enough to start this off and get it going in the right direction. Because this league was built upon respect, man. Like, when you used to go to older events, we never had money for, like, venues and stuff like that. It used to be alleyways. And, like, people knew when you went there, man, like, everyone was, like, crazy respectful because this is a movement, man. People come there and they, like, fuck around, you fight and stuff like that, man. Like, you're ruining a lot for, like, future people coming up, man. Like, the next breed of, like, generation of rappers. And this stuff does a lot for people, man. Like, you a young kid, man. Like, you got a lot on your mind, man. But, like, I know for me, man, like, rap and stuff like that took, like, my mind off a lot of trouble and whatnot, man. So, like, I know it sounds, like, corny and cliche, man, but this does, like, a lot for, like, kids that are struggling. It gives them, like, a path to look forward to and, like, you know, something to, like, think about and dream about and, like, you know, pursue. And, like, that's what's missing a lot these days, man. There's nothing really urban trying to help people out for the right reasons. Everyone that's running something wants it for themselves. You know, King of the Dot ain't about themselves. I give a fuck about my career. Like, I put my career on hold, and so do, like, all my staff members, like, do something to build the scene, man. Like, you know, it's cool to make history upon your own name, but it's better to make history for, like, hundreds of others. You know what I mean? So if I can give kids and, like, you know, rappers something to look like back on in 20 years and something that I can provide that, then hell yeah, man. I'm for that.
For sure. We're definitely documenting history for Canada. And for KOTD, releasing more than 350 videos, 5 million plays on YouTube, 50 events in 4 different divisions, and 500 people attending in over 150 battle rappers on the building of your brand and success. What did it take to get where it is today, and what kept you going when the times were hard?
What it take, man, is just honestly work ethic, bro. All the people we run, we work full-time jobs, you know what I mean? So this is something we do just for like us doing, you know what I mean? The hard times were the fun times, you know what I mean? Because those are the times we get together, we brainstorm, and it's like anything, man. Like, you know what I mean? When you fight for something and it goes your way, like the success that you feel and stuff like that. And even though, like, you know what I mean, some people may look at this like it's only battle rap, it's nothing, but like this means a lot to us. This is like more than, you know, like a business. This is like a part of, like, you know, what I would look like, consider like a part of me, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna rip my arm off for someone else. So I ain't giving King of the Dot away, or like, you know, doing it a certain way for someone else, man. I know what, like, you know, I interact with the rappers, I interact with everybody, so I know what they want. They tell me what they want. I'm very open to like having criticism come in, like, you know what I mean? I'm not a person that's gonna, like, you know, I'm a battle rapper, man. You ain't gonna say much that's gonna offend me, you know what I mean? Unless I want to get offended. But, like, you know, I'd always hit the rappers up and ask them, like, you know, what can I do better, like, for you guys? And, like, you know what I mean? I know what it's like to be a fan, because right now I'm backing out of, like, battling, and I'm just being that fan. So, like, you know, the hard times was, like, you know, getting through that is just seeing the potential that's coming through, man, the rappers, and how, like, excited people are when they come to events, and how many kids, like, hit me up and say thank you and send emails and stuff like that, man. Like, that makes hard times, like, a lot easier. You know what I mean? Even the people that hate, you know what I mean? I love reading hate, man. And it's honestly hilarious. Like, I'm the type of person, man, like, you better rape someone that I know close, like, to get me pissed off, man. Like, you know, especially over, like, talking to, like, over the internet, man, because ain't not much gonna faze me, man. I'm a pretty laid back person. I got a short temper, but, you know, I like to hate because it just lets me know you're doing something right, you know? So, you can't have fans if you don't have people that ain't appreciating it either, too, so.
And media exposure from the National Post, Urbanology Mag, Hip Hop Canada, and your new magazine, and sponsorships and partners in your brand. Tell us what this already has done for you.
Yeah, like, we've been in also in, like, the Montreal Gazette, Canadian Musician magazine, did, like, a full feature article on us. And, like, that means a lot, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just showing the movement of battle rapping and how many people are paying attention to it, man, because it's a lot more than just the average typical hip-hop fan that likes battle rap. And that's, like, shows through this, because a lot of these people that are doing these writings for these newspapers are fans themselves. And they're like, listen, like, you know, I found out about this a couple years ago. I've been following, and I've been bugging my boss to do a piece of this, and I finally got it, man. Like, I'm going to smash this for you guys. And, like, you know, and it's really respectful, man. It's almost flattering, man, just to know that you can, like, build something that, like, is going to be put on MTV for, like, millions of people to watch, and, like, you know what I mean, and all these battle rappers to be proud of. Like, that's what they represent, that's what they built, like, you know what I mean? King of the Dot ain't, like, some solo mission. Like, this is, no one would like it if the battle rappers sucked, you know what I mean? So, like, all their work combined into it makes it work in a total, like, you know what I mean? It's all like a huge puzzle, and all the pieces come together, everything goes correct, man.
And shout outs to Wordsmith for getting me
Wordsmith,
involved.
you know,
introduced me to Organik, and
Wordsmith is that dude, man.
being able to film some of the first King of the Dots in Vancouver. Let people know about that. As well as what's the most an MC has bet on his skill, and some of the good memories of your King of the Dot vents.
Oh, man, there's tons of good memories, man. And a lot of the good memories don't even come from, like, just, like, in the battles. There's, like, a lot of shenanigans that go on outside, man, because it's such a good vibe. It's like when you went to high school and you go out for a cigarette. Like, everyone's out there, you know what I mean, shooting the shit, doing whatever. And, you know, so there's been tons of memories at King of the Dot, man. Like, I can't even...
A few you could share, and regarding betting on someone's skill.
Oh, yo, betting? Man, the biggest betting that's going to go down in King of the Dot is going to happen at our Blackout event, Blaze and Disaster, putting up $1,500 each, so a $3,000 battle. You know what I mean? But we've had tons of people put up like $5,000. You know, Sharp One himself has put on a couple of, like, you know, $500 and $1,000 battle and whatnot. That's what makes it interesting for the fans as well, man. Like, you know, as stupid as it seems, man, money on the line makes a difference when it comes to views, man, because it makes it interesting to watch. Just like, you know, how boring would American Idol be if the winner just got nothing? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you want to see people take that risk, and you want to see, that's what makes entertainment, seeing people through their emotions, whether they're going to break or they're going to capitalize or fold or like whatever. When you slip up and you know you got that much money on the line, you ain't just going to fold, man. You're going to try to come back harder, you know what I mean? Because you ain't taking my $500, man. I just worked a week for that shit, you know what I mean? So...
You have anything that you could share with us regarding you could remember from the past times, like something that really guys were cracking up? It was,
there's tons of stuff. You know, one thing, I don't condone this, man, but there was actually a dude who got slapped with a stack of cash in one battle. But it was on like a friendly tip. It wasn't like you walked up and slapped him hard, but it was just funny because he's like slapped with a stack. And just like a lot of us like joked around about that, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Like, yo, don't fuck around, man. You get slapped with a stack, gun. Legendary junk box, man. Don't get put in that junk box.
No junk box. And tell us about Ontario and your past group that you were in.
Yeah, I grew up in Bolton, which is like 20 minutes north of Toronto.
Great.
And, you know, small, it's like suburbs of Toronto, basically, you know what I mean? Like 50, 70,000 people. But it's like right beside every big city in like Ontario, you know what I mean? It's like the gateway city. Hell yeah, man. I had tons of friends there that I grew up rapping with and shit like that, man. But, like, you know, all my rap endeavors, man, I've never done nothing there. Like, you know, I always just went to Toronto because, like, it's cool to be local, but it's good to be national, you know what I mean? If you, like, you know, Toronto's that city, like, you know, much respects to Vancouver, but, like, back then, you know, Toronto was known as that city. So it's like if you can capitalize and take advantage of that one city that's, like, known as the best there, you almost feel like you can take on anyone in that country, and that's, like, what built your confidence and shit like that. I'll never forget where I came from, obviously, man. I'm not one of those people trying to hide that shit, man, but, like, I actually was like, you know, it's dope there.
And what are your best hip-hop memories that you've been part of or contributed to?
Oh, man, there's so many, bro. I've been, like, so many hip-hop events, and, like, you know what I mean? Contributing is just king of the dot, like, you know what I mean? Like, those events, like, the first ones especially, like, we used to be pumped when, like, 50 people would show up in an alley, and, you know, we'd be all after, like, dapping each other, like, yo, we're gonna do this, man, like, you know, we made it. And it's funny to see it, like, these days, you know what I mean, where, like, you know what I mean, like, videos, like, automatically get, like, 15,000 views, and, like, you know, there's just, like, tons of fan mail from, like, crazy countries, and that you would never expect, like, you know what I mean, paying attention to, like, battle rap in Canada, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, and it's dope, man. There's so many memories, man. I can't even elaborate on one.
Anything big, like, legendary that...
Yeah, well, like, you know, the breaking point was pretty much like, you know, when a lot of the Canadian MCs went to America to battle and, like, Battle of the Bay and, like, you know, the New York events, because that was, like, pretty much, like, you know, we were getting hated on a lot just for being Canadian, so that was the point, like, where, like, a lot of people went over there and, like, showed them, like, you know, like, we can fuck with this too. And then when the Americans started coming up here and, like, you know, you had, like, Dumbfounded and Thesaurus and shit, that's, like, what legitimized everything, like, you know what I mean, because they're coming up here, they're giving good reviews, and, like, they're, like, you know, they're seeing our talent pool, and then it's not just, like, you know, because people really don't respect it until, like, they see it in person, you know what I mean? And, like, when you see something in person, it takes over your whole, like, you in a whole different vibe rather than just watching it on camera. Because when you watch it on camera, you have no connection with that person, and when you watch it on film. But when you see them in person, it's, like, a whole new level of, like, respect that you have for them. Because you see it takes a lot more than you think. There's a lot more going on in that atmosphere than it gets captured on camera. You know what I mean? So
we all know.
Yeah. Like, dude,
I've been
like,
almost every
it's
King
crazy,
of
and I always try to, like, you know, like, to explain that to fans, man. But, like, they hate on the judges, man. But, like, you're missing a lot there. Watching on camera is one thing. When you come out to an event, talk to someone that's been to an event, it's totally different. And those judges are given, like, you know, 10 seconds to make a decision that quick with, like, crowds screaming and stuff like that. Like, you know, you can't hate on the judges, man. They're there for a reason. You know, I choose the judges wisely. So y'all hating on the judges, you might as well throw that hate on me, man, because that's my choice. And I'll take credit for all that, man, because you know what, man, even though some of the decisions go different ways, I still stand by them because they're brought there for a reason. You know what I mean? And they take in different aspects than the average fan would take into, because they have been doing this for a long time. They know what to look for, and they're educated upon this. You know what I mean? They've been to all the events, and I keep the same judges. I like reusing them because they catch the stuff. Like, if there's a line about something that's happened at a past event, bringing in a new judge are not really going to even know what the hell that line's about. You know what I mean? But if the judge has been there for all the events, they, you know, shit us to Billy the Kid. That's why, like, you know, I pick a lot of them. They have history, they follow it, like, you know, and they know everything that goes on and stuff like that. And you have to, man, because a lot of these battles are now turning into personals, where it's becoming just out of stating the obvious and, like, making a random joke. You know what I mean? You're referencing people's past battles. You're referencing stuff that's happened at the club that's not been on film and stuff like that. And, like, you know what I mean? Stuff that happens with these dudes, like, online that doesn't get captured on film or brought on the forums and stuff like that. So you really got to pay attention.
What about you as a battle MC? Some memories and some history.
Oh, man, every fucking competition I ever did is a memory, man. I got that shit locked in my brain, you know, because, like I said, dude, like, that's what I talk about, like, when the emotions of a battler, man. Like, when you go to battle, man, it's almost like when you're young and you go to fight, you know what I mean? When you first accept the battle, you're, like, kind of hype about it, and then, like, you know, a couple of days pass, and you're just like, oh, I don't know about this, man. And then you get to, like, that last week, and all of a sudden your confidence fucking skyrockets. Like, I'm gonna eat this motherfucker, man.
For sure.
Most that's what I mean. Like, that's what keeps people thriving on battling, man. It's that adrenaline, it's competition, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, making a song is dope, don't get me wrong, man, but we're all men, you know what I mean? And you're men, you got competition in your blood, man. You like that stuff, you know what I mean? That's why you watch sports. That's why, like, you know, and that stuff's interesting. So you being able to be a part of competition, just like, you know, it gives you something to wake up and think about. It gives you something to strive for. And, like, you know, if this is what you like doing, it's a hobby. And, like, you know, just like, you know, hockey got men's league. They still got leagues and games, and football, like, you know, all of baseball, people still play, man. This battle shit's going to be going for a while, man. And this is what we do. You know
Most
what I mean?
definitely.
Very humble person. I like interacting with people, and it's awesome just to be able to go meet different people in different cities that appreciate what we do, and being able to connect rappers and shit like that, and, you know, just have fun, man. That's what it's all about, man. You're only young for so long, man. You got to take it for what it is, man, or else you're going to be old and growing and looking back and saying, I wish I did this and I wish I did that, and, you know, be a sucker.
For sure. And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Man, hopefully on every TV, man. I want to be rich.
Very good.
No, I'm cool, man. I work, like, you know what I mean? I work a job, man. I, like, you know, where I see myself in 5 years, who knows, bro? You know what I mean? If I asked myself 5 years ago where I would have seen myself, probably would have been in, like, jail. You know what I mean? But then, like, you know, but it's cool, man. Like, you know, for hopefully just, you know, advancing in my career outside of this, man, you know, because this is one thing, man, but, you know, life comes first, you know, but...
And World Domination DVD and your music. Where can we hear it and see and learn about your work?
My music, I am by far the biggest slacker you have ever met when it comes to making music. I stand by that, man. I don't care. I'll take that fucking, you know, position with pride. But, man, PvP got to get on my ass and fucking tell me, like, get my music going, man.
You're trying to do it.
And I got to get my album done, man. I got a year to make my album, man. If I don't do that, then no.
Anything
But,
we can expect from that?
Rap music you can expect, you know? I don't know, man. Like, you know, I really, you know, all the battles, of course. The World Domination DVD you can get at kingofthedot.com. You can always check out the battles there, man. You can always just go to kingofthedot.com and follow, like, what all the rappers are doing. We're really going to be upgrading that site and keeping people, like, in contact with what the battlers are doing outside of battling, with their music endeavors and everything like that. You know what I mean?
And anything else to say to all the people and the fans around the world?
Vancouver is the shit, man. You ain't been here. You got to take a plane and come out here, man. I love being out here, man. Much respect to the city. Thanks to all the rappers, fans, viewers, everyone, staff involved. You know what I mean? This is like a community movement, man. It's, I know a lot of people look at it, not look at it like that, but it really is. Every piece puzzles into the next, man. And, you know, it makes it what it's worth, man. It's awesome being able to come out here and connect with people like you and, like, you know, the rest of the people out here.
And you got any shouts?
Everybody, man. I can't do a single shout out, man. I know way too many people, man. You know, shout out to my family. That's what's up.
Alright, and this is the Archivest, and you already know the name, y'all.
Yes, sir. Organik.
Put your money where your mouth is, king of the dot.
Yo, what's up? This is K9.
It's your boy Scandalous, a legend out of all.
That's Smash Brothers.
It's your boy Gully the Kid. Shouting out King of the Dot. Official fucking cosigns. That's what it is, baby.
Canada's premier battle league. No, we do.
There's way too many rappers we get. I'll get along like
Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with.
the rhymes hitting hard enough to crack the road. King of the dot, sucker.